Welcome to the Choosing Happiness podcast with me, your host, Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady. In these conversations, we will be discussing an uncommon way to find joy in your life with weekly special guests. Did you know you could choose your happy? Won't you come and play and discover how these magical tools could work for you? Let's do this! Howdy, y'all. Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady, coming to you direct from Nashville, Tennessee, where I reside. Yeah, the Happiness Lady. I even wrote a book about it. Here it be, Choosing Happiness, an uncommon way to find joy in your life. Yeah. Well, I hope I don't disappoint y'all, but today, all you got is me. We have a lot of people that is really busy with the holidays and all the thing, if you can call Halloween a holiday. Yeah. There's that, and then Thanksgiving, and then the Merry Christmas, or, all the other holidays that happen during that time of the year, the Jewish ones, the other ones, I don't know. I kind of just watch everybody celebrating, and it's all good. Most of my family be Catholic, and then I have one that converted to Mormonism, so she celebrates how they do, and I'm just here to support and receive all the things. Yeah, because to me, every day is a day to celebrate. It isn't just, you need a reason for it, right? So, what did I want to talk about today? I don't know. Part of it is a conversation I'd love to have about potency, about stepping into who you truly be, about being willing to be whatever is required in any situation, even if it seems like it not so pretty. So I facilitate a class. Is this the book? Yeah, here it is. Right voice for you. Now, some of you may not know this. I am a certified facilitator of access consciousness, okay? And I became a certified facilitator of access consciousness, which is a movement that's in 179 countries, y'all, because I believe in this right voice for you class. I do. I love this class so much. I kind of discovered it in a weird way. There was this gal that used to be in access that was Gary Douglas's assistant at the time. Gary Douglas is the founder of Access Consciousness. Look him up. He's got a lot of amazing things he can share with you on the YouTubes and the internets and all the things. This woman that was working for Gary Douglas points out to me this video where he's teaching right voice for you. And I click on the link and I was like, what is he doing? How is he changing this little girl's voice? He asked for a volunteer, and this young girl, I don't know, she might have been, I don't know how old she was, between 10 and 15. I can never tell. I don't have no children, so I don't know. And she goes up and she starts to sing that song. Which one is it? First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking that I could blah, 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 blah without you by my side. I don't know the words. And, she starts to sing the song, and, in my opinion, it's not very good, but, it's not because it's just she's not that voice. She's whatever. And she thought that was a class that I should be taking. And she came up with that because she saw me on some, I've got so many things on the YouTubes, but I was a speaker for a group of Indian women. And the topic was, empowering you to be the being that you be. And some of you know that, at least in the traditional sense, and it's the same way in Italy, y'all, because my parents was an arranged marriage, more or less. Your parents would use astrology and pair you up with your husband. And that was you were the boy with your wife. And that was supposed to be the thing that was going to, make sure that you had the perfect union children, all the things. So I was speaking in front of 300 Indian women. And I use a lot of these tools from Access Consciousness, unbeknownst to me, right voice for you, potency, stepping into who you truly be, basically, without apology. So she thought that it would be a really great class for me. Well, instead of that, I was like, I want to teach this class. And it was a class that at the time, Gary Douglas was the only one facilitating it. Eventually, she became the face, and she was facilitating the class. And then later down the road, things happen. She's no longer with Access, on to do greater things, or, whatever is working for her. Don't have a point of view. But I was like, Gary, I really want to teach this class. I want to teach this class, but I don't want to be a certified facilitator. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do it for you. If I do it for you, I got to do it for everybody. So eventually, Christopher Hughes took over the franchise. And at that point, those of us that were certified facilitators could eventually now facilitate the class. So it was a little ass backwards, but I became a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness so I could facilitate right voice for you. Now, a lot's happened since then. I really am happy. I wasn't happy at the time. I didn't want to do all the work. I was very lazy, humanoid. I just wanted to teach the class. But I'm glad now that I did become a certified facilitator in Access. I really do enjoy teaching the Access Bars class and Foundation class. And I actually have a few specialties of my own now that have been improved. And I'm looking into doing a couple of others. I'm one of the 3 people in Access Consciousness that can teach gaslighting classes. 179 countries, y'all. There's a lot of countries and a lot of people. I feel very privileged to be able to facilitate that class. It's a fun one for me. And I never know what's going to show up. Then I also have a creative writing class, listening to the whispers of creative writing. And I also have a book club, Choosing Happiness. Yep. An introduction to Access Consciousness, because that's basically what it was. I created this book because I realized that there were so many people that could not actually talk about Access, or at least make any sense without sounding like they belong to a cult or something of that nature. So I wrote it for the founders and for the people that don't know how to explain what all this is. And, I'm like, hey, you want to explain to your family why you belong to a cult? Give them this book, and then they'll see that either they're still going to believe it or they might be interested in some consciousness. So I digress quite a bit. What has that got to do with right voice and potency and all the things? Well, let me get back to that. But you know what? I also got to pay the bills. So I'm going to give you a little space for our sponsor, Mandu. You guys, unbelievable. I call it the electrocution workout. They do not appreciate that. But if you listen to this little commercial, it'll explain a little bit more. But if you're trying to build muscles the easy way because you're lazy, for those of you on the YouTube, I'm showing you my gun. You might want to consider it. And then there's a Green Door Life as well. So all the things. Yes, we'll be right back.
Mandu is a boutique fitness studio concept, and we are actually the first FDA cleared EMS training workout. And what we do essentially is that we will have a client come in, we will hook them up to a whole body EMS suit, and then we perform a workout on a medical grade device called an eFit device. And that device will send an electrical current to their body through electrodes in these suits that we put on them. And this electrical current is just basically stimulating the electrical current that you already have inside your body. So everybody is made up of electrical impulses. It's what helps you walk, helps you move. We're tapping into that and making it stimulate it more to where we can cause a muscle to actually contract involuntarily. So we can actually create resistance without adding a load to the body. So that is why we, as you see online, it always says ultra low impact. It is scientifically proven. It is absolutely ultra low impact.
And we're back. with me, Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady, talking about right voice for you and why I love facilitating this class so much. There's another access class that I can facilitate called Being You. To me, Right Voice for You is like a Being You class on steroids. Let me explain. So the co-founder of Access Consciousness is Dr. Dane Hira. Well, not Hira. I just like saying Hira. And he wrote this book years ago, way back. I mean, probably 2011, 2012 it came out. I can't be certain exactly. It's over 10 years old for Shizzle. I'm sure of that. And I remember when I read this book, I was like, oh my goddess, this is amazing stuff. And he did it as a one-off class that ended up being a specialty class that now all of us that are certified facilitators can facilitate, which I've loved facilitating that class too. And it's about being you unapologetically. And a lot of people don't even know what that is. To me, Right Voice takes it to the next level because what it requires is you actualizing that intention. So here you are, being you. The book is Being You, Changing the World. I'll have the link below so y'all can get that book because it's a very good book. I highly recommend it. You can also get it where he's actually doing it on Audible. Just like what Choosing Happiness, I got it on Audible also, and it speaks 7 languages. Anyway, I know, plug. So to me, it literally is the Being You class on steroids because it's the space of actualizing. What I mean by that is you're in a safe place to step into being all of you, whether you're a singer, songwriter, or you just want to show up more with your colleagues, your friends. You're like the shy one. Hey, with your family. It's like they expect me to be the demure one. I cannot stand out and be more than I be. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Do you know who you be? That's the thing. That's the piece I want to get to with this class. It's like, are you willing to step into all of who you be? And do you even know what that is? And it's all these things. I mean, I did a call, gosh, it was yesterday. And it was so funny because I had a lot of people, we were in the Netherlands. We had Dutch-speaking people, Russians. Who knew that the Russians wanted to be happy, especially right now? In the end of October 2023, with everything that's going on in Russia. But so I had, Dutch translation, Russian translation, and we were talking about what this class could create. And it was amazing. People were talking about, well, I'm so blocked by my family. And I'm like, well, that's a lie. Because the only person that can actually block you is you. But here's the thing. I'm not picking on you. We get conditioned to believe that that's the best that we can do. And so what do? We basically cut our arms and legs off to be the perfect child, son, daughter, to be the perfect parent, mother, father, to be the perfect friend or girlfriend or boyfriend or, what other terminologies now that are out there that are much more expansive than boys and girls anymore, not judging, just saying there's a lot out there that doesn't make it easy for us to identify with who we truly be. So how in the world will we know what our right voice is? Well, in that call, I found it very interesting because my awareness was telling me, oh, okay, a lot of these people don't even know what the right voice is because they've been told what the right voice is for them. They've been impaled with what the right voice should be for them without actually even knowing what that is. And they think it's hard to be themselves? Excuse me for a minute. How hard is it to be somebody else? Have you gotten so used to plagiarizing everything you've been told you're supposed to be that you don't really have any idea who you are anymore? I mean, Right Voice for You is a class that was designed in the beginning for singers, for entertainers, for public speakers, And then it morphed into this other thing, for teachers even at that time, I'm pretty sure. But it morphed into this other thing of, hey, y'all, what is the right voice for you? What could you choosing you without a mask, without having to create a persona, this whole thing with image. I mean, an image is like your iPhone, okay? If you got one of these, you're projecting an image of, I'm one of the cool people that got the iPhone, or I had that other phone. What is that other phone? There's another phone out there. I don't know about that one because my image is with the iPhone. Or the car you drive. I mean, I have a Mercedes GLC. I love that car. But did I buy it because I needed to present a certain image? No, I fucking like nice cars. And on top of that, it catapults me into this interesting space of where I have this image. If you're on YouTube, I'm doing quotes for those of you not on YouTube. That I got to be a fancy car. 2019, I can't tell you, 2020 came out. I could have traded that car in and been able to get a new one without a payment because they were in such desperate need for my car that if I could just wait a year to get the new car, I would make money. It was so funny. It was like the strangest thing. COVID was really weird. Anyway, I didn't do it. You want to know why? Because I love my fucking car. It had nothing to do with image. It had nothing to do with me being a certain right voice. The right voice for me actually is, I love my freaking car, y'all. And I love being who I be. And it took me a while to get there. I mean, I told you the story about my bro. And now, I'm so grateful for him. He's very helpful, helps my mama out a lot. I can't leave here a lot of times unless I know someone's going to be here to check in on her. She'd be 90. I mean, today we saw something on the kitchen floor and I was like, what is that? And she goes, well, you brought the plants in last night because it was 29 degrees. It went down to 29 last night. So I had to bring in all the plants that could suffer, freeze to death. So I brought them all in and she thought they were leaves. Well, she's 90. She can't see that well. She's blind in one eye. And I'm like, no. And I started to scoot one with my slipper on over here. Yep. And, and it stuck to the bottom of my shoe. I took my shoe off and I went, oh no, that's not a leaf. That is cat poop. We both have cats. And so it's like, get me a tissue. And I pulled up the cat poop and she goes, well, why did it look like leaves? I said, because you done stepped on them, lady. So if I'm not home, I'm going to have cat poop on the floor that's been grinded into the kitchen floor because she can't see and she's stepping on it. So I am grateful that I can now receive my bro that used to make me crazy, still trying to make me go to the Catholic Church because I'm going to go to hell in a handbasket. You know what? I'm okay with all that because I'm my right voice. And my right voice says, hello, y'all. I don't care who you be. I don't care if you're related to me. I don't care if, I make you crazy. I don't have a point of view. I'm going to be all of me because I finally learned what that be. Stepping into all of me without an apology, without any of those things that this reality tells us we need to be. Now, I got 3 different classes coming up, but before I can tell you about them, I got to put on my big girl glasses. Here they are. So going to my pooters, if I look a little funny, that's why. And I've already had one, I did talk about this with my fabulous cohort in crime, Alyssa Falk, who's my assistant. We are facilitating Right Voice for You in the Netherlands, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The first is a 1-day class. It's online and in person. And it's a bonus because if you decide to do all three, first, second, and third, normally that's only an intro half-day class, which is 2 to 3 hours long. But it's going to be a full day because I'm doing the one day. So if you can't get to the Netherlands, you can get a taste and take that one class. And then if you decide you want the whole thing, you got to come in person because that's the rules. Okay. And that'll be December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That's in Amsterdam. I am an overachiever. I am also going to teach this class, facilitate, in Mexico, January 12, 13, 14. My host is Marina Diaz, beautiful lady. I met her at CF training. Super excited to have her in my world. And again, I don't know. We may only be doing 2 or 3 hours for the intro, but if we decide to do it online in addition, y'all get a bonus. It'll be a one-day class, 13th and 14th. Then I'm going to be in Argentina, y'all, February, right after the Valentine's Day. Which is a good time to do a relationship done different. I'll figure something else out. But that's going to be February 17, 18, and 19. Again, I don't know exactly how that one's going to be structured, but Paula Loza, oh my God, I'm going to butcher her name. Bazadule, I think is how you pronounce it, is going to be hosting me. And I'm going to have her here later for an SE class for horses. We'll talk about that when the time comes. And we actually did a YouTube and Choosing Happiness podcast about it. So I'm going to include that podcast in the links as well as the one that I'm doing for the Netherlands, which Astrid Vester is my hostess with the mostest, who's also an amazing singer. That's kind of how we met. We were at CF training together in Puerto Vallarta, and I just like saying Puerto Vallarta. Just rolls off the tongue, don't it? Yeah. She came up to me and said, "You want to trade bars?" Okay. I'm not going to go into explanations if you don't know what that is. Access bars. Look it up. You get more than enough information. I might put a link down there also, so you'll know. She wanted to trade bars with me, so we did. And when you trade bars, you're supposed to, shut your pie hole. And we were like, brr, 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 brr. And then she tells me she's a singer. We start singing together. I'm laying flat on my back, talking about the right voice. Gary Douglas, it's his fault because he ran some processes on me, which could happen in the class if y'all come, that opened up my voice to where I don't even need to warm up, y'all. I can wake up first thing in the morning and just belt it out, and I can sing flat on my back. We started singing, we started talking, and she said, "I'd like for you to come teach right voice. I know there's a lot of people in the Netherlands that are ready to step up, to step into their voice." And she reminded me, including the call we did yesterday, of how much I love this class and how I love seeing people that are actually ready to step up and step into their voice, their true voice, y'all. And that's huge. I'm not trying to make it significant. I'm just, if you're ready, you know what I'm talking about. And guess what? Now's the time. We need you, motherfucker. Excuse me. Did I say that? Sorry, Vinny. Don't edit that out. It'll be okay. Vinny's my podcast dude. Just saying, world needs you to be you. All of you. Your voice. Without apology. So that's what I wanted to talk about on the podcast today. I've already dedicated 3 other podcasts to right voice, but that's how much I know this class could create for you if you're ready. And if you're not, no judgment, y'all. Don't have a point of view. Sometimes we avoid things because it's a lot. It's a lot. This world's a lot. I get it. Your families might be a lot. Your spouse, your kids. It's a lot. And what if in all those situations, you could actually choose you, and that could actually create more? So that's the invitation, should you choose it. I'd love to see you, whether it's online or in person. So, until next time, y'all, hey, wait a minute here. If you're enjoying these conversations, be nicey nice and click the subscribe button. Easy for me to say, subscribe button. If this is a conversation that could actually be a contribution to someone else, share with them. That's a kindness. Share with them. And on top of that, y'all, if you want to dialogue with me, I actually respond to all the comments. I am not afraid. In fact, I welcome them. So if you got something to say, you got a question or whatever, put it in the chat. I will answer them all. I always do. I'm very good about that. I love engagement. So, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on and on about all the things. And, until next time, y'all. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye. Thank you so much for choosing happiness. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, share, and give us a like. And if you want more happy, subscribe to the Choosing Happiness membership, where you can play directly with me, Rudrani Devi, the Happiness Lady. How does it get any better than that?